Boswell Media Sports.
And welcome in, Whippet fans, to another edition of Kosciusko Whippets football from Boswell Media Sports. Breck Riley coming to you from Ecru, Mississippi for game number 2 between the Kosciusko Whippets and the Vikings of North Pontotoc. This is our Premier Medical pregame show. We're getting started a little bit early as they have already announced the starting lineups for the Kosciusko Whippets. And now we're getting ready for the starting lineups for the home team for North Pontotoc. So we're going to have to jump right into this very quickly for the Whippets. Starting lineups brought to you by Holmes Community College. The Whippets being the visitors. Brooks Kewen starts at left field. Will bat first. Reese Atkinson, he bats second. He'll be the designated hitter. Aiden Howard bats third. He'll play first base. Carson Filio will bat fourth. He'll play third base. Jackson Schuler bats fourth. He's your catcher. Brendan Truss will bat sixth. He's your shortstop. Braxton Smith bats seventh. He'll be at second base. Bradley Goss will bat eighth. He'll be at center field. And Braden Rigby will bat ninth. He will be in right field. And J.D. Cummins will be on the mound for the Whippets. So it's Kewen, Atkinson, Howard, Filial, Schuler, Truss, Smith, Goss, Rigby, and Cummings. The Kosciusko comes into tonight with a record of 21-9. North Pontotoc with a record of 15-14. The Vikings got the win last night, 5-3. They're in Kosciusko, so the Whippets are facing elimination right now. They got to win to continue their season. So we are going to go ahead and step aside for our prayer and our national anthem. We'll have to give you the North Pontotoc starters when we come back. You're listening to Whippets Baseball from Boswell Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Pawpaw, where are you at?
Miles, I'm fixing to go flying.
Wait a minute, Pawpaw. I can't go fishing, but you can go flying?
I guess you're right, Miles. If you can't go fishing, I can't go flying. We've got to get to selling some cars. And with rebates and discounts, never been better than today at Frank's Chevrolet GMC here in Kosciusko.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North. Tell them Miles sent you. All right, Miles, you can go fishing now.
Pawpaw, I got one and it's huge.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, Highway 35 North in Kosciusko.
Chevrolet.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson.
I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Boswell Media Sports.
And welcome back into the Premier Medical pregame show. It's been a quick one as we are starting a little bit early tonight from Ecru with the Whippets taking on the North Pontotoc Vikings. We do owe you, the Atala County Co-op, Field conditions and weather report. I don't know what the weather's doing there back in Italic County. I know in South Mississippi, they're searching for two of every animal. But up here in Ecro, it's not so bad. A little bit chilly for, a May 1st game, right around 61 degrees. Wind gusts up to 13 miles an hour, but really not too much wind. The flag out there in center field is moving just a little bit, but other than that, not too bad. And the field looks good. Looks in, late April, early May shape. And it's a nice facility here right on the side of Highway 15. But that field conditions weather report brought to you by the Itala County Co-op as we get you ready for the Central Electric Power Association first pitch, as it is Bledsoe on the mound. He throws one that'll be a little bit low in the zone for ball one. So that Central Electric Power Association first pitch comes at 6:58. That pitch also out of the zone. We do have video feed available to you online at Breezy 103 FM YouTube channel. If you are watching, you will no doubt note that we are not behind home plate. As Bledsoe, the right-hander, fires one low, and that's ball three. 3-0 count to the leadoff batter, Brooks Kewen. But yeah, we are beside the third base dugout, right? Just in prime, let's catch a foul ball territory. Bledsoe stays up high, and that is a 4-pitch walk. Kewen continues to play money ball. He had 2 walks in the game last night. So the Whippets get the leadoff runner on. And it'll be Reese Atkinson at the plate. But, yeah, we have the video feed available to you. And, of course, we're on your radio dial at Breezy 103 and the Breezy 103 app. Online video and audio streams brought to you by Frank Chevrolet, Highway 35 North in Kosciusko. And Bledsoe able to find the zone there as it's taken for a strike by Reese Atkinson. Atkinson in the game last night was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Kewen at first base. We still owe you the starting lineups for the home team. That pitch sails upstairs for ball one to even up the count. It's the same exact order as last night, same exact defensive lineup. The only thing that changes is that Rylan Kittner is at shortstop and Grady Bledsoe is on the mound. Other than that, it is exactly the same as Bledsoe tosses one over to first base, Kewen back in time. But Bledsoe, the right-hander, throws. That one is hit through the left side of the infield. They'll hold up Kewen at second base, and the Whippets have something going here. Runners at first, at second, nobody out, and last night's player of the game coming to the plate. The Whippets had 4 hits last night. 75% of them came from Aiden Howard. He was 3 for 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. So you can see why he earned player of the game honors. Let's see what they try to do here with the lefty with a couple of runners on. Shows bunt, and he does indeed bunt it, but it rolls foul. Whippets are in the third base dugout, so the reverse of what you traditionally think. The home team is third base, and the away team is first base. But here, North Pontotoc is at first base, and the Whippets are in the third base dugout. No sign of bunting there as Howard takes the pitch up in the zone. But yeah, that shows you Howard right there being a team player, having that hot streak last night, but he was still willing to lay down a sacrifice there to move his runners over. No score here in the top of the first inning. Swings over the top of that one. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. First innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Pickles Drugstore. Made a stop by Pickles Drugstore today and pick up some medication. Take care of you there on the east side of the square. The 1-2 pitch. It's a called strike 3, and Bledsoe gets the first punch out of the game And Carson Filial will walk to the plate. Unfortunately, because of where we are sitting, our depth perception is not great. We aren't going to be able to judge inside, outside. I can tell you up and down, but inside and outside going to be hard for us to judge sitting here down the third base line. So Carson Filial at the plate. Whippets with runners at first and second. Filial 0 for 3 last night. That ball's pulled foul. Excuse me, he was 1 for 3 last night. He had a bunt single on, and then there was a couple of strikeouts. That time it was a Farm Bureau foul ball. Got Billy Steen with us back in the studio. Got Doug Hubbard up here with us as well. A lot of Kosciusko fans making the trip. As Bledsoe looks the runner at second base. Now he steps off the mound, and Daltrey will come out and talk to him. Bledsoe is part of the youth movement, I guess you say, with this ball club. We mentioned it last night about just how many freshmen are on the team and really how many freshmen actually contribute. You got a freshman at first, a freshman at second, a freshman at third. And now you got a freshman on the mound, but he started as an 8th grader. That tells you how talented this young man is, Grady Bledsoe. Swinging strike 2 to Carson Filial. So 0-2 the count. Will Jackson Schuler come to the plate after this? You know, barring any double play situation here. Bledsoe working to get some signals from his catcher. Checks the runner Kewen at second base. And Filial sends that one through the left side of the infield. They're going to wave Kewen home. Here comes the throw off the mark. Filial's going to get caught in a rundown at second base. Atkinson's going to try to go home. Now he's going to stay at third. But the Whippets are able to get on the board as Carson Filial will get credited for an RBI single. He was trying to turn it into a double. Not able to get there. But Reese Atkinson gets over to third base. Oh, Jackson Schuler, the Whippets catcher. At the plate, congratulations to Jackson Schuler. Won that poll that we told you about, the Clarion Ledger's Boys Athlete of the Week. Whippet fans voted for him. So congratulations to Jackson. As he takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Schuler was 0 for 4 last night. He did drive in a run on a fielder's choice, so he had 1 RBI. Kosciusko leads it 1-0. He takes another strike. Filial had an 0-2 count, and he put one through the left side of the infield. You got to guard the plate right here if you're Schuler. And he hits it right back to Bledsoe. He'll backhand it and run over and toss it to first base for the final out. However, the Whippets are able to get on the board, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Kosciusko 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the first inning from Ecro, Mississippi. Kosciusko able to plate one. In the top of the first inning, it will be the Vikings' turn to come to the plate. They will have to deal with the Whippets pitcher J.D. Cummins on the mound for Kosciusko this evening. J.D. comes in the second on the team in innings pitched, 33 innings pitched on the season. He's given up 18 hits, 19 runs, just 11 earned runs. He has walked 18, struck out 60. He's got a 2.33 earned run average. Batters hitting it just 168 against him. So he'll face a talented North Pontotoc lineup. Last night, the Vikings were able to get 7 hits. They got 5 runs on 7 hits. However, they did strike out 14 times. That was a crazy stat there. You think that the Whippets striking out 14 batters, that normally you would be on the winning side of the game, but Whippets themselves struck out 10 times. So a lot of strikeouts in the game for both teams last night. But it'll be Storm Robinson. Well, bragged on the name last night. That's a wrestler's name if I've ever heard one. But Storm Robinson, Graydon Bledsoe, and then Rylan Kentner. Well, we never gave you the starting lineups for the North Pontotoc Vikings because we came on the air very quickly with the early start. So we'll go ahead and do that. We just told you the top 3 in the order. Then you have Jack Horton, who'll bat fourth. He'll be your designated hitter. Kaysen Jensen bats fifth. He's your left fielder. Luke Daltrey is batting sixth as the catcher. The bottom third of the order, Hayden Hale bats seventh. He's in the center field. Hudson Wise plays third base. He bats eighth. Brooks Kentner bats ninth and plays first base. And Zane Matthews will play right field, but he's not in the batting order. So the left-hander, J.D. Cummins, throws first pitch, is hit to shortstop. Truss gets it and throws to first. 1 pitch and 1 out for the Whippets. Pretty efficient right there as it'll bring up the pitcher, Grady Bledsoe. Bledsoe last night was 1 for 4. He had a run scored and a run driven in. So, right-handed batter. Cummins comes inside corner with a called strike. Good pitch there from the lefty. That one stayed a little bit low for ball 1. Kosciusko leads it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. First inning for Whippets baseball presented by Pickles Drug Store. Inside, and Bledsoe kind of jumped out of the way of that one. Once again, our depth perception not great right here. So last night we were able to tell you when someone leaned into a pitch or if the pitch was a little too far in or out for our liking, but they're not going to be able to do that tonight. Looking through a chain link fence. Well, that time I heard the umpire say the ball was inside, so I can tell you that right there. Oh, we got a little field mic we can turn up right there. Yeah, sitting close enough we can hear what the umpire says. Comes back with that one and fires it right down the middle for strike 2. That's a full count. Go back over the defense for you for the Whippets here in the bottom of the first. As Cummins throws one it, and it's a called strike 3. It's the Dickerson Petroleum strikeout number 1 for the junior J.D. Cummins.
Number 2, Riley Kinder.
But you have Cummins on the mound, Schuler behind home plate, Howard's at first base, Smith at second base, Truss at shortstop. It's Howard at, Filyaw at third. Left to right in the outfield, it goes Kewen, Goss, and Rigby. Kentner, the Rylan Kentner, the elder of the two, looks at ball 1. Kentner was the only player for North Pontotoc had multiple hits last night. That one bounces in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0. First time doing a ball game here from North Pontotoc. Driven past it, I don't know how many times, going to different places. New Albany, Corinth, Ripley. Actually, you don't drive by going to Corinth, but Ripley. Driven past this place a few times. Former Kosciusko, or I should say Kosciusko graduate Chris Pettit coached basketball here for a number of years. He was head basketball coach here at North Pontotoc. Well, he had a stoppage here. The umpire take one off the arm. Not 100% sure. Once again, as I said, we are up the third base line, so we might not be privy to some of these discussions and maybe not know what everything is, but looks like everything's good now. But it's a 2-0 count to Kentner. And that one comes in and hits him. So a hit batter with 2 outs will put a runner at first base and the designated hitter, Jack Horton.
Batting next, number 18, Jack Horton.
Horton 1 for 4 in the game last night. He had a RBI and a run scored. 1-0, Kosciusko with the lead. We're in the home half of tonight's first inning from North Pontotoc. There's a fastball in there for a strike. Cummins getting some signals from his catcher. Kicks and throws, and they're going to say a balk is called on J.D. Cummins. Coach McBride wants an explanation as the umpire goes out and talks to J.D. He's showing him, and I said, Coach McBride is standing halfway between home and third base. Looks like he's all right. I think Coach Dew wants a explanation as well. But looks like they're good. As it is, a runner moves over to scoring position. It's an 0-1 count. 2. Jack Horton. One must have been a little bit up. Evens up the count at 1-1. Yeah, I didn't see what Cummins was called for the balk. I think Coach McBride and Coach Dew were all kind of wanting the explanation. The umpire did go talk to J.D. about it, but swinging strike 2. Fooled Horton there. You could see that he wasn't comfortable with that swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to the batter. Horton, designated hitter, trying to keep the inning alive for the Vikings. Long look at the runner at second base, and that makes Horton call for time. Oh, he steps back in. That pitch maybe just a little bit upstairs for ball 2. 2-2. The count. Good crowd here for the home team. Obviously, they're trying to cheer their team on, and all they have to do is win 1, and they're going to the North State. Kosciusko trying to make a game 3. That's a called strike 3, and Whippets out of the inning with 2 strikeouts for J.D. Cummins. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1 complete. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead. Back in 60 seconds on Boswell Media Sports.
In every sport, the goal is to be the very best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We strive hard to make every policy, quote, and claim a highlight. Our goal is to be your MVP. That's your most valuable protection on auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. The championship service from your Alpha lineup is consistently improving to score you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Call us today at 662-289-1024 or stop by our office at 235 North Madison Street in Kosciusko and visit our team of Jennifer Bruce, Diane Edwards, or myself, Chris Coleman, and allow us the opportunity to take the insurance playing field with you. We want you on our team at Alpha, the Chris Coleman Agency in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Top of the second inning, Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead against the Vikings of North Pontotoc. Due up for the Whippets in the inning will be 6, 7, and 8. Brendan Truss, Braxton Smith, and Bradley Goss. Grady Bledsoe on the mound for the North Pontotoc Vikings. North Pontotoc going with the white pinstripes, white tops, white pants. Vikings written in blue across the chest, outlined in that Florida orange. Numerals are orange. The hats are blue with an orange brim. Brendan Truss takes a breaking ball for strike one. Take a look at what Truss did last night, 0 for 2. He reached on a walk, sends that one out into right field, but right to Zane Matthews, who hauls it in for the out. Truss hit it a long way, but he just hit it right at the right fielder. So Braxton Smith, the Whippets' second baseman, be up at the plate, 0 for 3 in the game last night. First pitch swinging, little foul tip. Back into the mitt of Daughtry. Whippets with the black uniforms tonight. They have black tops, gray pants with the black pinstripes of the maroon numerals. Pitch outside for ball one. Evens up the count. Second innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. That one finds the zone for the freshman Bledsoe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's a Farm Bureau foul ball. Smith able to stay alive at the plate. Temperature dropping here in Pontotoc County. Seeing some bigger coats come out, some toboggans, some beanies. As long as we don't see any umbrellas, we're going to be okay. Swinging strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Bledsoe. Chased a high fastball, did Smith. And it'll bring up Bradley Goss, the Whippets center fielder. Goss 0 for 2 in the game last night there in Kosciusko. Oh, left-handed batter. Bledsoe sends one home and stayed up for ball one. That one is right down the middle for strike one to make the count even. Really cool setup here at the ballpark, as the baseball and football fields are right beside each other. And I do mean, like, you're probably familiar, Whippet fans, with how Landrum Field backs up to the baseball field, as that pitch is low. But this one is really right up. Like, some people are sitting on the top row of the football team visitor bleachers and watching the game. That's a cold strike, but that's how close we are to the field. And there's little kids out here playing soccer and throwing a frisbee and having a picnic. There's somebody with a blanket over there. So it's pretty cool right here. As Goss loops one to the right side, Robinson gets to it, knocks it down, and they say he is out at first base. Good defensive play by Robinson, and the Whippets are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the second inning, Kosciusko, the Whippets with a 1-0 lead against North Pontotoc. This is game number 2 of the best of 3 series, third round playoff action. The Whippets or the Vikings, the winner of this series, will move on to face either Corinth or Moorville. That series is getting underway tonight up in, I believe they are playing that game in Corinth. I'll have to confirm that, but I believe that game is up in Alcorn County this evening. So we'll try to give you a score update if we can find that. The Whippets trying to force a game 3. J.D. Cummins, first pitch to the leadoff man, Kason Jensen, is up for ball 1. So Cummins sends another one to the plate, stays up as well. 2-0. Before we went to break, we were talking about how close the baseball field is to the football field, with some people standing on the top row of the football bleachers watching the game as Cummins throws one that's fouled off. Farm Bureau foul ball. In fact, we were discussing if we had to come up here for a playoff football game, we would probably broadcast from the same location. We're just on one side of the platform. We would turn around and go to the other side of the platform. That's how close we are. Swinging strike 2. Chased a high one. So, yeah, really unique setup right here for the Vikings. 2-2 count to Kason Jensen, the left fielder. Jensen last night was 0 for 3 and took a pitch outside there. It's a full count. Jensen did reach on a walk and came around to score. Second innings for Whippets baseball presented by Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. Swinging strike 3. That's 3 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for J.D. Cummins. It brings up the catcher, Luke Daltrey.
Batting next, number 22, Luke Daltrey.
And I had to check and see. Chris Daltrey is not his walk-up song. I mean, missed a golden opportunity right there. But no Chris Daltrey for Luke Daltrey. Daltrey, the catcher, was 1 for 1 last night. And he was, he walked a couple of times and was hit by a pitch. The first offering from J.D. is called a strike. Cummins throws another one. That time swung on and missed. Cummins committed to play his college ball at Meridian Community College. And Daltrey got just enough of that one to stay alive at the plate and foul it off. Yeah, Cummins going to be going. Braxton Smith also headed to Meridian to be an Eagle. Carson Filial and Aiden Howard going to be Bulldogs, both signed with Holmes. Cummins steps off the rubber there. He's got an 0-2 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Whippets with a 1-0 lead. Sends one home, and once again, Daltrey able to stay alive with the little foul tip back. Got here early and got to talk to Coach Anthony for a little bit. As JD throws that one, stayed upstairs a little bit. Yeah, Coach Chad Anthony, 23 years at North Pontotoc, assistant principal. Got his 400th win last night. Ish, according to him. He said he thought he might have hit 400 a little bit before that. A swing and strike three, back-to-back Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for J.D. Cummins. That's 3 in a row going back to the last inning, and 4 out of the last 5 batters he's faced. So Hayden Hale, the center fielder, will walk to the plate. 0 for 3 in the game Thursday night. Yeah, talking to Coach Anthony before the ball game here. Knew a couple of the players that he coached that are around my age. Hale takes a high one. Had some buddies that went to school up this way. He remembers coaching all of them. But yeah, he said he wasn't quite sure that 400 was the exact number. He said maybe just an estimate. And there's an excuse me swing. Not able to check it. 1-1. Cummins comes to the plate. And it's a swinging strike too. Cummins trying to get the Whippets back to the dugout. Swinging strike 3. Cummins strikes out the side with the 5th Dickerson Petroleum strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 2 innings in the books. Whippets with a 1-0 lead. Back in 60 seconds here on Boswell Media Sports.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Get set here in the the top of the 3rd inning. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead over the Vikings of North Pontotoc. Braden Rigby leads things off from the number 9 spot. He pops one up on the infield. Goes a mile high, but Storm Robinson able to camp out under it and make the catch for out number 1. Oh, I got nervous there. We are in prime foul ball territory, as I've said, and I lost that one off the bat. I had no idea where that one was going. So I didn't see anybody around me start moving, so I figured I was okay. But if you hear a big commotion, it's because maybe the foul ball got to us as Brooks Kewen back to the top of the order. Swings and comes up empty for strike 1. Kewen scored the game's only run after he led off with a walk. That one's outside, ball 1. 3rd innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by Sunstar Insurance. Bledsoe floats one in there, stays up for ball 2. But yeah, we are just praying that No foul balls get hit our way or get hit the camera. That one stays off the plate. Ball 3, 3-1 count. Yeah. We have the camera mounted on top of the fence with lots of radio ingenuity, AKA tape. Kewen swings, and I think he might have fouled it, might have got a piece of it, but it hit it into the glove of Daughtry, so it's going to be strike 2 to make it a full count. Outside, ball 4. Kewen draws a one-out walk, and that's the second walk issued by Bledsoe. Kewen did that last night. He had 2 walks at his first 2 at-bats last night. We said he likes to play money ball. Reese Atkinson at the plate. He singled his first at-bat, the Whippets' designated hitter. And lines one into left field. That's down for a base hit. Atkinson with another single, and Aiden Howard, last night's player of the game, will come up to bat. The left-hander 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim, went down looking back in the first inning. And I got a chance to talk to Atkinson before the game. If you listened to the ball game last night, you heard me say that Corky Palmer was the coach of Southern Miss baseball, which is not right. He was the coach for a long time. Howard shows bunt. It's upstairs for ball 1. But I couldn't come up with the coach. I had one of those just mental blocks for the coach, the new coach. I asked Reese for the game. Ostrander. Christian Ostrander is the coach at Southern Miss. Of course, Atkinson is committed to play his ball there. So, yeah, one of those, be like calling Ron Polk the coach at Mississippi State. It's kind of the same thing as Howard looks at strike 1. 1-1 count. Got an update for you from Corinth. Moorville leads it 3-0 in the second inning from Corinth. That game is game 1. They didn't start last night. They started that series tonight. So they'll still have another game to play. As Howard leaves the bat out there for the bunt. Takes a strike. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Whippets' number 3 batter in the lineup, first baseman Aiden Howard. A big game last night. Grady Bledsoe. He checks the runner out at second base. Couple of looks back. Fires and pulls that one up the middle. Kintner will go to second for 1. Not able to get the relay on the double play. So Whippets have runners at the corners on the fielder's choice. 6-4 put out. Kewen at third, Howard at first base, and it's the Whippets' third baseman, Carson Filion. Filion 1 for 1. He singled and drove in the game's only run back in the first inning. So if he puts one through the infield, be wash, rinse, and repeat, because that's what happened last time. Kewen was able to come home, but last time he was at second base. And now he's just 90 feet away at third base. Well, Filion shows bunt, pulls it back, but takes the strike. Last night, Filion bunted for a single. It looked like he had every intention of sacrificing, but it was just misplayed by North Pontotoc, and nobody got to the ball. And Carson had a bunt single. It was in Whippets' first inning last night. So, shows bunt again. Got a little piece of it that time and fouled it off. Whippets trying to go for the squeeze right there. You got maybe one of your fastest runners on the team at third base. Trying to get that old squeeze play. But at 0-2 right now, I think you might take that off the table. But Howard's at first base. Wouldn't be surprised if he moves on this pitch. So 0-2 count to Carson Filion. Kosciusko trying to bring a run home, extend the lead here in the top of the third. It'll be a called strike 3, and the Whippets are not able to bring a run home. But in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kosciusko leads it 1-0.
When something happens to your car, you might say, "Oh, come on. Seriously? This is so extra." But what you could say is, "Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there." Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim. This is so extra. Get someone who can actually help.
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the 3rd inning from Ecru, Mississippi. It's the Whippets with a 1-0 lead over the home team, the Vikings of North Pontotoc. It will be the number 8 batter in the lineup to lead things off against J.D. Cummins. He struck out the side in the 2nd inning. He's already got 5 strikeouts through the 2 innings he's pitched. But it'll be Hudson Wise, the 3rd baseman, Brooks Kentner, the 1st baseman, and then Storm Robinson, the 2nd baseman. So we got the infield coming to the plate right here. And taking a look at what Hudson Wise did last night. He was 1 for 4 with a run driven in. It was 7 hits. 5 runs on 7 hits last night for the Vikings. Kosciusko got 3 runs on 5 hits. Swinging strike 1. Hudson Wise, the right-hander. That's a strike 2. I believe Wise was able to check the swing, but it was still a strike. This Cummins. Swinging strike 3. That's 5 strikeouts in a row. And 6 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts total.
Number 20, Kentner.
Brooks Kentner, the 1st baseman. The younger of the 2 Kentners. He's a freshman. He's 0 for 2 in the game last night. He reached on a walk and he did score. Cummins' first pitch to him is low. Back to the top of the order. After this, 3rd innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Sunstar Insurance. And that time, JD is able to find the strike zone. Makes it 1-1. Comes right back down the middle for a strike there. Took a little something off of it. Cummins shakes off the first sign. Takes off another one. Now he's into his delivery. And Kentner able to stay alive at the plate. Farm Bureau foul ball back into the screen. I don't see any of the fat heads that they had last night. Last night they had the, they blow up the pictures of the players' faces. Those kind of turned into umbrellas last night as JD throws one up high. But yeah, saw a few of those last night. Don't see that many here tonight. At least they're not waving them around if they are. But last night when the rain came, some of those got used as makeshift umbrellas. Called strike 3. 7 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts for the junior Cummins. And that would be 6 in a row dating back to the 1st inning. Storm Robinson, the second baseman, will be at the plate. He swung at the first pitch he saw and grounded out to shortstop. Tries to bunt one, and the Whippets are going to let it roll foul. Well, good bunt by Robinson. And it got in that tall grass and kind of slowed down. But the Whippets got to it, and Carson Filial smacked it over to the side, so it would not roll back into fair territory, and it'll just be strike one. But yeah, right there, Coach Anthony trying to do anything he can to get somebody on base rather than strike out. I mean, that's when it's 2 outs and you're just laying down a bunt like that, you're thinking, all right, just don't let him strike out somebody else. That's what he's trying to do. And the leadoff batter obviously has got some speed, so he can probably leg out a single. Fouls that one off. No balls, 2 strikes. Cummins looks in. Schuler sets up outside. That ball will be pulled to Filial at third base. He gets it, throws to first for the outs. Down in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. That's 3 in the books. Kosciusko with the 1-0 lead over North Pontotoc.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
We get ready to start the top of the 4th inning. Kosciusko still with the 1-run lead over North Pontotoc. They plated 1 in the first inning. So far, that's held up. But Kosciusko going to have 4, 5, and 6. No, excuse me, 5, 6, and 7 due up. That would be Jackson Schuler, Brendan Truss, and Braxton Smith. 4th innings for Whippets baseball are brought to you by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. Schuler grounded out to Bledsoe on the mound. His only other at-bat back in the first inning. As Bledsoe fires, Schuler sends one a long way, but right out to center field, where the center fielder Hale able to pull it in for the first out. 1 pitch and 1 out. Brendan Truss will be at the plate. He did the same thing, his last at bat, except it went out to right field.
Batting next, number 13, Brendan Truss.
Truss, the shortstop. Takes the first pitch, a fastball, in there for strike 1. The temperature keeps dropping here at the ballpark. He loops that one into shallow left field for a base hit. A good piece of hitting there by Truss. He's got a single. The Whippets have a base runner. It says it's about 59 degrees. It's not, it's not too crazy, but that's crazy for May in Mississippi. Feels more like we're doing a football game than it does a baseball game. This Braxton Smith was a strikeout victim his first at bat, but Whippets have a runner at first base and a 1-0 lead. Throw over, and Smith back in. Truss looking for a signal there. He was signaling over to Coach McBride. He needed the sign, needed the call. A long look at first. Bledsoe, the right-hander, throws to the plate. And Smith takes a strike as Coach McBride wants to do a little coaching here. He'll walk down and talk to his batter. I thought he might walk down and talk to the umpire. I thought that one might have been a little up. We've said it a couple of times here. If you're listening on the radio and not seeing the video feed, we are sitting on the third base line, well down the third base line. So our view of balls and strikes is not great, but we can kind of tell up and down, and that one looked to be a little up, especially on the 6-3 frame of Braxton Smith. There's a throw over, good throw, but Truss back under the tag. One's a good move by Bledsoe. He threw it right where he needed to throw it. If Truss even flinches a little bit, they have him out at first base. But Truss has some decent speed. And Smith lays down a bunt. Bledsoe will get it and throw to first base, moves the runner over. Good defense by Bledsoe fielding his position, but the sac bunt does move the runner into scoring position. It'll be 1-3 on the sac. And Bradley Goss will be at the plate trying to bring the run home. Whippets were hoping I think Whippets were hoping that Truss could get to third on that one. But just some good defense played by Bledsoe. Whippets hoping to get something through the infield with Goss. Goss grounded out his last at bat. Grounded out as it was a diving stop by Robinson in the hole at second base. He jumped up, threw it to first, and it was a bang-bang play at first. I thought personally that Goss might have beat it by half a step. The first base umpire, after a defensive play like that, in front of a home crowd, is always going to get the home crowd call. But I thought Goss beat it out by half a step. But good defense, not taking anything away against Robinson. He did a good play. But I thought Goss was safe. But right now, Whippets could use something like that, a slow roller through the infield. That ball pops away from the catcher, Daughtry. And Truss is able to get over to third base on the ball. So that'll be 1-0 count. Last time the Whippets had a runner at third, they were definitely trying to squeeze play. That one upstairs, and Truss has a dive back for the bag. Looked like he tripped up trying to, maybe cleat got caught in the dirt or the grass or something. But he definitely tripped trying to get back to the bag. Daughtry almost fired it down to Hudson Wise. As that pitcher's taken for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. Bledsoe pitches to the left-handed Goss. Pops that one up on the infield. Bledsoe looking for it, and he'll make the catch in front of the mound for the final out. Whippets not able to bring the run home in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead.
Pawpaw, where are you at?
Miles, I'm fixing to go flying.
Wait a minute, Pawpaw. I can't go fishing, but you can go flying?
I guess you're right, Miles. If you can't go fishing, I can't go flying. We've got to get to selling some cars. And with rebates and discounts, never been better than today at Frank's Chevrolet GMC here in Kosciusko.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North. Tell them Miles sent you. All right, Miles, you can go fishing now.
Pawpaw, I got one and it's huge.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, Highway 35 North in Kosciusko.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the 4th inning. The heart of the order comes up for the North Pontotoc Vikings. 2, 3, and 4. Grady Bledsoe, Rylan Kentner, and Jack Horton. Kosciusko has a 1-run lead. We got that 1 run in the top of the the top of the 1st inning. J.D. Cummins on the mound for the Whippets so far through 3 innings pitched. He's got 7 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts. You got a fast-moving game here from that crew. Now, North Pontotoc High School on the way to New Albany. So if you were one of the Whippet fans that made the trip to New Albany last week, you had to drive right past the field. When I say right past the field, we're talking if somebody hits a home run hard enough, it's going to hit Highway 15. I mean, it is right there. As J.D. throws one, and Bledsoe hits a shot to shortstop, but Truss fields it, throws it over to first for the out. 1 pitch and 1 out. Rylan Kintner will be the batter.
Number 2, Rylan
Kintner is the only runner to reach base so far. And he did that courtesy of a hit by pitch for North Pontotoc. Cummins' first pitch is inside for ball 1. But yeah, there may be, I don't know, 20 feet between the outfield fence, the foul pole in right field, and Highway 15. Ball's pull foul. Good play by Coach Anthony right there at third base. Fielding it nicely. Farm Bureau foul ball. Well, 1-1 count. As you maybe hear the wind picking up on our field mic as the big American flag out in center field starts waving. We're expecting wind gusts up to about 12 miles an hour. There's another ball hit in play. Smith will get it at second base. Throw a little bit high, but Howard able to get the foot down on the bag on the 4-3 put out. 2 outs in the inning, and it'll be up to Jack Horton, the designated hitter. He was the person that started that string of 6 strikeouts in a row for J.D. Cummins. Pitch in the dirt for ball 1. No new updates from Moorville and Corinth. Last update we had was that Corinth and Moorville, the Troopers, were up 3-0. Popped up on the right side of the infield, Aiden Howard. Going to run out of room over there. Couldn't get to it. As it is a long Farm Bureau foul ball and strike 1. Well, 1-1 count to the designated hitter, Jack Horton. Horton, a big right-handed batter. Pops another one up foul, and that one's going to get out of play back behind the plate. Horton is the one that we said last night, a freshman. They have him listed at 6'1", 180. And I said they must have hit a growth spurt after they set the roster. He's a little bit taller and heavier than that, I would think. Looks at ball 2 up around his shoulders. 4th innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. Highway 12 in Kosciusko as J.D. throws another one. They say that hit the batter. Well, hit him, the second hit batsman. So it's a 2-out base runner. Tying run will get on at first base. And Kaysen Jensen, the left fielder,
now batting
will be up.
Jensen,
a sophomore. And Coach Mack, I think, wants to talk to the official, home plate umpire. Well, we saw last night that there was some controversy on a play where someone leaned into a pitch and, all that. Coach McBride said what he needed to say. And now, as we said, Jensen will be at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out. Lead off the second inning. But he's got the lefty-lefty matchup here. Called strike one. Not too many lefties in this lineup for North Pontotoc. I think it's just Jensen and Kentner. I think those are the only two. Swinging strike two. JD quickly ahead in the count. 0-2. Cummins looks the runner at first base. Now he'll throw it over there. Of course, the lefty has the good view over there at first. Kosciusko clinging to that 1-0 lead. And it'll be another throw over to first. Horton doesn't have too big of a lead over there. Now we have time called, I believe, by the batter. Fastball elevated. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. As JD looks the runner at first base. And now he fires home. Maybe just a little bit outside. As we've said, depth perception not great over here. But that makes it a 2-2. North Pontotoc got the rally caps going over, leaning on the rails. And they also have the Slim Shady haircut with the blonde dye. But they've taken it a step further. Some of them have just designs in their hair, red stripes. Called strike 3, freezes him at the knees. That'll be an 8th Dickerson Petroleum strikeout for J.D. Cummins. So in the inning for the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We've played 4. Kosciusko leads it 1-0.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson. I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
We go to the 5th inning of play from Ecru, and Kosciusko leads North Pontotoc 1-0. Bottom of the order due up, number 9, Braden Rigby. Rigby hit a pop-up out to right field, his last at bat. And after that, we'll go back to the top. Takes one up, ball 1. Grady Bledsoe still on the bump for the Vikings. Sort of a half swing there. But Bledsoe will get it out in front of the mound and zip it over to first base for the out. It was a 1-3 put out. And we go back to the top of the order. Kewen at the plate doesn't have an at-bat. 2 plate appearances. So last night, his first 2 at-bats were also walks. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a low ball 1. And that one's out of the zone, too. Ball 2. Still 3-0 from Corinth. Moorville in the lead. And that's the other semifinal here in the North. That one will be a called strike. I understand that Moorville hit a home run in the top of the first. It's about like Kosciusko. They got the runs at the top of the first, and that's held so far. But Kosciusko didn't get a home run. They got a walk and a couple of hits. So that's a called strike 2. 2-2 evens up the count to Brooks Kewen. And there's a Farm Bureau foul ball. 5th innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by HelpHappensHere.com, a new service from Boswell Media, an online directory of local contractors. So visit now, HelpHappensHere.com. Bledsoe fires one in. And an ugly seeker foul. Well, maybe not quite the ugly seeker. It got down from beyond the dugout. Farm Bureau foul ball. Kewen able to stay alive at the plate. That time it's Bledsoe that steps off and calls time, or steps off the rubber. Another foul ball. As Hudson Wise gave it a good try. He about jumped halfway over into the Whippets dugout, but good effort for him. But that one was close to getting over here to us. Kewen is getting it this way, and that'll be a called strike 3. Kewen goes down looking. That will be the 3rd strikeout. Reese Atkinson trying to keep the inning going. He's 2 for 2, got a couple of singles. He's tagged one through the left side of the infield and then blooped one out into left field. So let's see if he can stay hot. And they'll take strike 1. Atkinson, the Whippets designated hitter. And there's another ugly seeker foul ball into the Whippets dugout. Somebody got out of the way quickly. I think somebody had gone to see the Michael movie because somebody moonwalked away from that one. They had some moves. Get away from that one. 1-1. Swinging strike, 1-2. Swinging strike 3 of the Whippets are retired in order with back-to-back strikeouts to close out their half of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kosciusko leading it 1-0.
Hi, this is Allison Sheep.
Feed, seed, clothing, decor, the everything you need store. Atala County Co-op. Atala County Co-op.
Make your outdoors the great outdoors with the Atala County Co-op on Highway 12. Spring's here with veggies, flowers, hanging baskets, porch leaners, yard mats, balloons, and spinners. Plus baby chicks, live bait, and X-Tough Riptide sandals and cruisers for the season ahead.
Atala County Co-op.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
It'll be the bottom of the 5th inning. The North Pontotoc Vikings come to the plate. They're trailing Kosciusko 1-0. 6, 7, and 8 will be up. Luke Daughtry, Hayden Hale, and Hudson Wise. They'll be tasked with trying to do something against the Whippets' J.D. Cummins. Cummins so far with 8 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. And let's see, Luke Daughtry was one of those strikeouts back in the 2nd inning. Well, Daughtry, the catcher. As there's the first pitch, about eye level for a ball. Swinging strike one there. Able to walk around and talk with some of the North Pontotoc folks before the game as Daughtry calls time. A lot of them couldn't make the trip last night, so they were watching that Frank Chevrolet video stream. 1-1 is up for ball 2. I even got a golf cart and helped us carry some of our equipment over. That doesn't happen often. I've been doing this a long time. That's just the 2nd time that's ever happened. There's a ball that's fouled back into the screen. I did a game at Magnolia Heights last year. Last year, 2 years ago, can't remember. But they picked me up in one of those long limo, golf carts that you see at weddings that, take the people from the parking lot to the venue. Yeah, they picked me up in one of those at Mag Heights. Here, it wasn't quite that fancy, but it did help us with the chairs and the table and the equipment. So appreciate the nice folks here at North Pontotoc for helping us out with that. Swinging strike 3. That's the 9th Dickerson Petroleum strikeout for J.D. Cummins.
Batting next, number 5, Hayden Hale.
As Hayden Hale, the center fielder, will step up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Nope. Nope. Now everybody on the team has struck out once except for Robinson and Kentner, or Ryland Kentner. And Cummins' first pitch right in there for a strike. Bottom of the 4th inning there from Corinth with Moorville leading that one 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here in Ekros. Swinging strike 2. 0-2 count to the center fielder. Got to get you talk about the rest of the 4A bracket. Obviously, we're worried about what goes on in the north, but there is south bracket to talk about as that one's fouled off. I'm not sure anybody in the south is playing baseball tonight. If the radar we saw earlier is any indication, unless they have water wings and snorkels. Lots and lots of rain down in South Mississippi. JD leaves that one up. But it was West Lauderdale and Forest County AHS in one semifinal, and then in the other semifinal will be Greene County and Poplarville. Cummins throws to the plate, popped up, shallow center field. Who's going to get to it? Bradley Goss will run a long way and get to it for out number 2.
Now batting, number 3, Hudson Wise.
Yeah, looks like there's lots and lots of rain down in South Mississippi, so I doubt they are playing baseball. As we mentioned earlier, unless they're playing on an arc. Probably going to delay those series. Hudson Wise at the plate. Looks at strike number 1 from J.D. Cummins. Kosciusko leads it 1-0, bottom of the 5th inning. 5th innings for Whippets baseball. Brought to you by HelpHappensHere.com. That pitch I'm just going to say out of the zone. I couldn't tell whether or not it looked good from our odd vantage point sitting above third base. Swinging strike two, went low in the zone, and Wise needed a pitching wedge to go down and get that one, but he swung at it, come up empty. Well, it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, as Cummins sends it home. That one will be upstairs, ball 2. Cummins has the sign that he likes from his catcher. And that is a Farm Bureau foul ball, popped up over to the right. Wind picking up here at the ballpark, which I imagine you can hear on some of our microphones. So we're sitting outside this evening. I think that hit him. It did hit him. Yeah, that one came in and got him. That'll be a third hit batsman. Going to bring up Brooks Kintner, the number 9 hitter, the freshman first baseman. He went down looking in the 3rd inning, his only other at bat. So now Schuler and Cummins going to have a meeting halfway between the mound and home plate. Kind of going over some signals there. As we told you earlier, Jackson Schuler voted the Clarion Ledger Boys Athlete of the Week. Voting closed today, so I had a chance to talk to Jack before the game. Told him congratulations on that. As Cummins fires one to the lefty. Kintner must have been out of bounds. I'm going back to football. Must have been out of the zone for ball 1. A little bit outside. And ball's popped up on the infield. Who is going to call for it? Braxton Smith will make the catch about 7 feet in front of the bag at second base. And that's the inning for the Vikings. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. That's 5 innings complete. Kosciusko still with a 1-0 lead over North Pontotoc.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel, or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
25, Aiden Howard.
We get you set for the 6th inning of play here from North Pontotoc High School. As Aiden Howard leads things off for Kosciusko and a 1-0 lead for the Whippets. He looks at strike 1. Grady Bledsoe, excuse me, still on the mound. 67 pitches for the freshman as Howard takes that one for ball 1. Howard over 2 today, grounded into a fielder's choice, reached the first base, and struck out looking in the 1st inning. Curveball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. An update for you from Corinth. Moorville leads that one now 4-0 in the 5th inning. Howard hits one deep out in the center field. A long run for the center fielder, Hale, but he's able to track it down for the first out. Wind's blowing a little bit, so if you get up there, ball gets up there, it can play tricks where you look like Hale might have had a little issue with that one late, it coming down, but he's able to correct it and catch it. But it'll be Carson Filial at the plate. Filial 1 for 2, singled and drove in a run. Drove in the only run. And he struck out in the third inning. He swings and misses at the first one. 6th innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by Central Tire Service. Up in the zone. Actually had to duck out of that one a little bit. 1-1 the count. Swinging strike 2. Boy, bottom fell out of that one. It's a good looking pitch from the freshman Bledsoe. That one's in the dirt. Makes it 2-2. Well, we talked about the freshmen in the lineup and how a team with 15, 14, and 1, you're surprised that they are here in the third round. As Bledsoe throws one that stayed up for 3-2, make it a full count. But North Pontotoc has played a tough schedule. It was in a tough district, that district with Corinth and Tishomingo and that New Albany team the Whippets played. That's low ball 4. Whippets will have a base runner. 1 out, and that is the 3rd walk for the pitcher Bledsoe. But you got to think about this for a young team like North Pontotoc. You got a whole bunch of freshmen, so early on they're going to take their losses. They're going to take their lumps there early. But as the season goes on, you know, you have to grow up a little bit, you know. So the freshmen, it's like the old coaches say at the end of the year in the playoffs, there's no freshman here. You know, you've gone through a whole season. So you can kind of see how that happens early on. Young team, lots of losses, and they've got some talented freshmen. They made it here to the 3rd round. Russ Tillman going to come in and run for Carson Filial. Whippets want a little bit more speed on the base paths as Jackson Schuler swings at the first pitch and can't figure it out. Strike 1. Boy, Tillman came in last night and closed out the ball game on the mound. Lefty. I don't like to say throwing some junk up there. I couldn't figure him out. Tillman, a sophomore. The throw over. And he's back in plenty of time. Well, Jackson Schuler at the plate today, 0 for 2. Popped out to center field and grounded out to the pitcher. Whippets need him to put something in play here. They get an extra run. Holds off on the high fastball. Makes it 1-1. Tillman got some speed. I'd be surprised to see Whippets throw on a hit and run. Obviously, you're not going to pinch run with anybody that's slow. And there he goes. He's headed for second, and he is in there. Ball goes into center field. Tillman's up with it. He's going to head for third base. Here comes the throw. He slides in safe. Oh, Tillman able to get 2 bags. And the Whippets have a run just 90 feet away. The pitch was a ball low in the dirt, so 2-1 the count. The Whippets, they've played with squeeze play earlier tonight. They had a runner at third base, and somebody was trying to lay down a bunt. So I'm not surprised to see if the Whippets would maybe throw something like that right here. Doesn't show it, but that is going to be a pop-up. And Robinson's going to go out and catch it on the edge of the outfield grass. Not going to be far enough for Tillman to come home.
Batting next, number 13, Brendan
So
Truss.
that's 2 outs on the pop-up out to second base, and Brendan Truss, 1 for 2. He singled back in the 4th inning. Well, Whippets need him to do that again here. Trying to bring the run home. He looks at strike 1. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning. Game's been rolling fast. We did start a little bit early. 6:58 was our Central Electric Power Association first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Good stop there by Daltrey. You got to think that Whippets are anything that rolls past, Tillman's probably going to be scooting home. Try to get that extra run. That ball's popped up. Foul over our heads. The Farm Bureau foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one came over close to us. As Bledsoe fires one in, another foul ball, this time behind home plate. So Truss able to keep the at-bat alive for now. Whippets have had a few runners get to third base. Obviously, they've got the 1 run. They've had, other than that, Atkinson got to third. Kewen got to third. Not able to get home. 1-2, there's another Farm Bureau foul ball. Head off over towards the football field. So, Truss fouling some balls off here. Well, it'd be great if he could straighten one out, go right back up the middle. Bledsoe taking a long time here, and somebody calls for time. As Daltrey was looking to the dugout, he threw his hands up like he needed a signal. They'll have the, where they can talk to the catchers with the earpiece in their ear, as Bledsoe just fell off the mound. They did not call a balk. Whippets wanted it. But no call. That would have brought the run home. Swinging strike 3. Whippets not able to capitalize on the walk and stolen base. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kosciusko 1, North Pontotoc 0.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Looking for more than just fuel? At Dickerson Petroleum Transportation and Services, we deliver, and it doesn't stop at the pump. Need tank installation or specialized solutions? We've got you covered from Mississippi to Alabama and Louisiana. And if you're searching for a rewarding career, ask about employment opportunities at Dickerson Petroleum. Hungry on the go? Swing by Kangaroo Crossing for a snack or a quick meal. Dickerson Petroleum. Let us fuel your success. Drive in or call us today, because with Dickerson, you get service that goes the extra mile.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead as we're ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. North Pontotoc will have the top of the order to come to the plate. 1, 2, and 3. Storm Robinson, Grady Bledsoe, and Rylan Kentner. J.D. Cummins still on the mound for the Whippets. 6 innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Central Tire Service. Another update for you from Corinth. Moorville well in command of that one, 6-0 in the fourth inning. That's game number 1 of that series. This is game number 2. Kosciusko has to win this one. They want to keep the season alive, move it back to Kosciusko for a game 3 tomorrow. This first pitch to Storm Robinson is up for ball 1. Okay, that ball is popped foul for strike 1 in the Farm Bureau foul ball. The North Pontotoc dugout has an Arby's sign they're holding up over there. I don't know what the inside joke is there, but it's definitely an Arby's sign. As Robinson shows bunt and pulls the bat back, that'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. But yeah, they're just holding up an Arby's sign in the dugout. They kind of stopped it right now. Oh, there it's there. There they are again with the Arby's. That's up ball 3. 3-1. The count. Robinson, one of only 2 batters tonight that Cummins hasn't struck out. Comes down the middle for that one with a full count. Cummins would love to rectify that and make Robinson be one of those strikeout victims. Get the leadoff batter. The ball is hit right back up the middle over the bag at second base. And that, believe it or not, is the first hit of the ball game for North Pontotoc.
Now batting.
1 run on 4 hits. No errors for Kosciusko. No runs on 1 hit. No errors for the North Pontotoc Vikings. Grady Bledsoe will be at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Right here, he might be asked to bunt with the speedy runner at first base. He might be asked to lay down the sacrifice, as the Whippets are expecting that as they charge in, but that's a swinging all the way, swinging strike 1. You saw Filial and Smith both break late there. But as I said, Bledsoe did not show any sign. He was swinging away right there the whole time. I mean, the number 2 batter in the lineup, you don't want to take the bat out of his hand, but also you need 1 run. That ball will be hit in the air to right field. Rigby coming on and can't make the catch as Smith, but they'll go to second and get the out. Yeah, it was Rigby and Smith both going for it. It was one of those no man's land sort of hits, but it goes down as a fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Vikings, number 2.
You know, the old 7-6 putout that you see all the time, routine play there. The old 7-6 fielder's choice. So didn't catch it in the air, but they were able to get the out because the runner had to hold up. But Rylan Kentner at the plate now. He's the only other batter that has not struck out this afternoon. Pulled up the middle. Smith will get it, go to second for 1. Relay not going to be in time. And they point to JD was pointing to second base, maybe thinking there was a interference call. But as it is, it's going to be another fielder's choice. This time it's a 4-6 put out, and it's the exact same situation. Got a runner at first base and somebody at the plate. So Jack Horton, he struck out and been hit by a pitch. Kosciusko with a 1-0 lead. J.D. Cummins has 9 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts through 5 2/3 innings. Throw over to first. Getting her back. Plenty of time. I've not seen anyone warming up in any bullpens, though. Would expect to see Bledsoe back out on the mound. He hasn't thrown too many pitches. Let's see, what is he at? They have Bledsoe at 86 pitches. And Cummins is at 84. I mean, they're right on the mark with each other. And Cummins just gave up the first hit of the night right here to lead off this inning. So he'll throw this one to the plate. And it's a fast ball for a strike. 0-1 count. Well, Arbison is back out in the dugout. Ball is low, gets away from Schuler. He's going to try to throw down for second, and safe is Kentner. So it's ball one. Kentner able to get out in scoring position. The tying run at second base now, and it's a 1-1 count. Well, Jack Horton, the designated hitter. As Cummins looks back at second. Now throws. Popped up, but that's going to get out of play. Farm Bureau foul ball. Atala County Farm Bureau foul ball. And Cummins needs a strike here. Get the Whippets back to the dugout. As Cummins toes the rubber, then steps off. Checks the runner. Now goes to the plate. Inside, I assume, for ball two. Whippet fans wanted strike three, but Horton kind of gave the body flinch there like it came inside and almost hit him. So sometimes you're not going to, sometimes you get the call on that one, but I don't make it 2-2. Cummins waiting for a sign from his catcher, Schuler. He'll step off the rubber. So that North Pontotoc dugout as a lefty. Cummins is staring right into it. Oh, they're trying to distract him any way that they can. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's up. Ball three. 3-2 is the count. Kason Jensen on deck if Horton is able to keep this inning alive. The Whippets need a strike. Tying run out at second base for North Pontotoc. Cummins finally signals, gives Schuler the nod. 3-2 comes home. It's a called strike three. And that is strikeout number 10 for J.D. Cummins. And that'll put 6 innings in the books. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 7th inning. Kosciusko leads it 1-0 over North Pontotoc.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel, or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
It's the top of the 7th inning. Kosciusko with the lead 1-0 over North Pontotoc. As Braxton Smith leads things off for the Whippets, the bottom third of the order. Smith takes ball 1 from Grady Bledsoe. He's still on the mound, the right-hander. Throws another one, and that one this time is in the zone for strike 1. Evens up the count. Smith way out ahead of that one. Good-looking pitch there from Bledsoe. That'll make it 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Bledsoe kicks and throws. That one is about eye level. Ball 2 to make things even. 7th innings for Whippets baseball, brought to you by The Breakfast Show, the most important show of the day. 2-2. That's lined into center field. Coming on, not going to be able to make the catch is Hudson Hale, and the Whippets have a leadoff runner on for just the 2nd time in the game. They got the leadoff batter on the very first inning. That was Brooks Kewen, and he came around to score, and that's where we're at right now, 1-0. Other than that, they have not been able to get a leadoff batter on base, but it's Bradley Goss at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Popped up to the pitcher and grounded out. The left-hander going to try to bunt. Looks like he pulled the bat back, so that'll be ball 1. Yeah. Whippets play a little small ball here. And you would think, you're thinking sacrifice bunt, but with the center fielder at the plate, that doesn't necessarily mean sacrifice. He can run. He is able to bunt one down. Wise will get it and go to first for the out. Smith is coming around all the way to third base. So a sac bunt for Goss. Did they call him safe? They called him safe at first base. I thought he called him out. So he is safe at first base? No. Now he's out. Yeah. I thought I saw him call him out. And Coach Mack is going to go argue with the umpire about it. And so Smith comes all the way around to third. It was a sac bunt. Good play by Wise at third. Came up throwing to first. But it's Coach Mack's argument's going to fall on deaf ears. I'll be honest, my view went to Braxton Smith rounding second base. So my eyes were pulled away from the first base call, so I couldn't tell you. But it is a sac bunt, and it will be a 5-3 putout. The Whippets have a pinch hitter. Rhett Reagan going to step in and bat here. Reagan will take strike 1. So Reagan batting in the spot for Braden Rigby. Whippets with a runner at third base, just 1 out. Reagan swings over the top of it. No balls, 2 strikes. Reagan, a sophomore. One of the Whippets. You see him get some innings on the mound. They can also get some behind the plate. Sort of a utility guy there. 0-2. That ball is hit through. It'll score a run. Hits past the bag at third base. And Reagan with the pinch hit RBI single. And that'll give the Whippets a 2-0 lead. Good piece of hitting there from Reagan. He'll come out of the game. Rigby will come back in. But Rhett Reagan comes in and does his job. And he'll get a big round of applause from the Whippets walking to the dugout. So now the Whippets have a runner at first base. 1 out. We go back to the top of the order. And Brooks Kewen. Kewen today 0 for 1. Only at bat was a strikeout. He reached on 2 walks and came around to score. We told you that a little bit ago. He walked to lead off the game and ended up coming around to score on a Carson Filial single. There's a bunt that goes down. Kewen's going to go to first, and he'll be out, but Rigby moves over to second base. So another sacrifice bunt. And then on the putout, 1-3, and Reese Atkinson at the plate. Atkinson 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles and a strikeout. So it's a good situation for the Whippets. You got a fast runner out at second base, and maybe the best hitter so far on the evening at the plate. So you play the averages here. Reese Atkinson, the commit to Southern Miss. Said I talked to him. No, they don't want any part of Reese Atkinson. They're going to put him on. And so it's like pick your poison right here. you walk Reese Atkinson now. I mean, there's some strategy here because now you have a play at any bag, but maybe the Whippets' best hitter coming to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight, but he was 3 for 4 last night. So just like I said, it's pick your poison. You walk Reese Atkinson, and Aiden Howard is who you get to go to. But Whippets have runners at first and second, and Aiden Howard, the senior left-hander. Grady Bledsoe checks the runner out at second base, throws to the plate. Low. Ball 1. Kosciusko leads it 2-0. We're going to push one across here in this inning. Braxton Smith led off the inning with a single and ended up coming around to score on a Rhett Reagan RBI single. Aiden Howard trying to give the Whippets a few more runs. Bledsoe checks. Low ball 2, or did Howard get time? I think Howard got time, so that's a no pitch. Well, yeah, Howard got time before Bledsoe threw it. So no pitch there, even though Bledsoe did throw to the plate. So it's a 1-0 count. As Bledsoe once again steps off the rubber, and he'll get a visit from his catcher, Luke Daltrey. You got a big situation here. It's a big situation for anybody, let alone a freshman. You got a freshman on the mound. That's one thing you got to think about. You know, if you're a senior, you're a junior, something that you've been through this before, but you got a freshman out there with Grady Bledsoe, a good freshman. We'll give it that. I mean, we mentioned how he started last year as a 8th grader, but he's still a freshman. You got to think about that. Howard takes ball 2. So 2-0 count. Whippets, they're sending somebody to the bullpen up under us, but I cannot say. I guess I see jerseys running under the bleachers here. So I can't quite make out who it is. But they're getting some activity down there. I don't know if it's a Rowdy Roan or what. Low ball 3. And the ball's thrown down into the right field. Rigby's going to come home to score. Atkinson, he is headed for third base as Daltrey jumped up and threw the ball down to first as Atkinson got off the bag. Yeah, Howard thought that it was ball 4 because of the no pitch. So when Howard jumped up to go to first, Atkinson jumped off the bag, and Daltrey threw the ball down to first base, but it went into right field. So the Whippets are able to get another run, and they lead it 3-0. They have that. It was the first error of the ball game for the Vikings. Now it's ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk, and that's the 4th walk issued by Bledsoe. And I say somebody was in the bullpen. Now I see him walking back. It was just J.D. Cummins, so they maybe just sent J.D. down there to keep him warm. It is getting a little cool here at the ballpark. There's wind blowing. As Carson Filial steps up, it's 57 degrees right now. Wind blowing is going to make that feel like 54. As a Pitch comes inside for ball one. Howard will take the opportunity to get over to second base. So the Whippets will have runners in scoring position. 2 runners in scoring position. And Carson Filial at the plate. Filial's 1 for 2. Singled, struck out, and walked. That one up about eye level. As Coach Anthony's going to make a walk out to the mound. Well, we'll wait and see if this is going to be a pitching change timeout, which you would think it might be with the head coach coming out here. But Coach Anthony he is not going to take out the freshman. He just walked out there to give him a little pep talk. Once it's a 2-0 count, Kosciusko with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Coach Anthony, as I said, just doing some coaching. We mentioned Bledsoe being a freshman. That's Carson Filial with a 2-0 count here. He swings and fouls that one back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Atkinson creeps off from third base. Filial swings over the top of one. Makes it a 2-2 count. Bledsoe throws to the plate. Got a called strike 3. And that does it for the Whippets. But Kosciusko able to get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We will go to the home half of the 7th inning. Kosciusko with a 3-0 lead.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
It's the bottom of the 7th inning here from North Pontotoc High School. Game number 2, the 3rd round playoff series. Kosciusko 3, North Pontotoc 0. J.D. Cummins walks back out to the mound, going to try to go the complete game. He'll face 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. Now, whether or not that's who's come to the plate will be different. It should be Kason Jensen, Luke Daltrey, and Hayden Hale. Now, you're down by 3. Sometimes coaches, try to mix things up, get a pinch hitter in here or there. But it looks like it will indeed be Kason Jensen to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 in the game, but you got a lefty-lefty matchup here. And I can go ahead and tell you, Daltrey is on deck. I see him over there. And J.D. comes right down the middle for strike 1. So, yeah. I talked to the press box PA guy, as that one's low for ball 1. When I was going in there to take a picture of the lineup, I said, their lineup, I said, yeah, imagine it's the same as last night. I know that's what, 3 games in a row it's been exactly the same. As that ball's hit through the right side, and it's in for a base hit. Well, Jensen leads things off with the single. And the PA announcer said, yeah, it's been the same lineup pretty much all season. It has not changed very much. But Coach Anthony, a creature of habit there. Well, yeah, you had those freshmen that you had to put in. You had a young team, so you find something that you like, you kind of go with it. And Whippets are hoping that they can find something they like in maybe a form of a double play right here. Trying to get a couple of outs. As that pitch must have been outside for ball one. Seventh innings for Whippets baseball are brought to you by The Breakfast Show. They'll throw over to first, will JD. Jensen's back, plenty of time. Not too big of a lead out there. He is an outfielder. He plays left field, so you got to think he's got some speed. Not going to be slow. You don't put a slow person out, and well, you don't put me out there. There's a pitch that's fouled off. Allen County Farm Bureau foul ball. Now, traditionally, you think the catcher is not a speedster, and that's who's at the plate right now, Luke Daltrey. But I think they did run for Daughtry last night. Some catchers do stay in and run for themselves. And pitch right down the middle, strike two. So 1-2 strikes to the batter. Whippets lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the seventh inning. As Cummins steps off the rubber, but I think the batter may be called time. So we are kind of stuck up here down third base line. Kind of hard. There's a chain link fence and lots of poles in my way. That ball's hit right in front of the bag. Schuler gets it, falls down, throwing to first base, but it will be an out. Schuler comes up shaking up a little bit. Yeah, he was it. It essentially acts like a sack bunt, even though it's not a sack bunt. But he swung away. The ball just died in the dirt, and Schuler got up and did a good job of getting it. I said he did fall to the ground as he threw it to first base. But so rather than a sack bunt, it'll go down as a 2-3 fielder's choice. For those of you keeping score at home, 2-3 fielder's choice. I wonder if anybody does that. Does anybody still keep score at home? There's probably an old baseball fan somewhere. I'm not sure they're keeping score at a high school baseball game, but I mean, somebody listening to my pal Ben Ingram for the Atlanta Braves, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that still has a scorebook and keeps the score at home. But right now it's Hayden Hale, the center fielder, at the plate. 0 for 2 today, struck out and flew out to center field. That's a Farm Bureau foul ball. Hale, a right-hander. As Cummins checks the runner back at second base. Comes to the plate, swinging, strike two. Way over the top of that one was Hayden Hale. JD turns around and asks the umpire for something, some clarification about something there. Not sure what that was about, but looks like he's okay. It's an 0-2 count. He stares out at second base, throws to the plate, low. Ball one. That pitch right there was number 100 for JD on the evening. Out at second base is the left fielder, Kason Jensen. Swinging, strike three. 11 Dickerson Petroleum strikeouts in the ball game for J.D. Cummins. And It's all up to Hudson Wise for North Pontotoc. Unless we do have a pinch hitter. Easton Stark is going to come in and bat for Hudson Wise. Easton Stark, listed as a 5'9", 170-pound utility infielder, junior. As we might have told you last night, we didn't have stats made available to us, but we can assume that if he's pinch hitting, then Coach Anthony has some faith in his junior to maybe bring this run home out at second base. 3-0, Kosciusko trying to get one out, make this a Game 3 series tomorrow. A pitch up in the zone, gets away from Schuler, and he's just gonna eat it and not throw down to third base. So on the wild pitch, Jensen able to get over to third base. Looks like we might have another pinch hitter. No, excuse me, we won't. That's Kentner. Swinging, strike one there. High fastball. 1-1. Cummins throws one. I'm not quite sure where that one was. Yeah, I'm not quite certain where that one was, but it's called a ball, so it's 2-1. As the batter Stark calls for time. Kosciusko 3-0, 2-1 count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Whippets need 1 out, and we'll play Game 3 tomorrow back in Atala County. And that one's a strike, fastball right down the middle. As Howard comes in to see some senior leadership there for Howard coming in and talking to the junior. Tell him calm down, just need 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fouled off of somebody's helmet. I don't know if it's Schuler's helmet or the umpire's helmet, but it's Stark able to stay alive and keep this game going for 1 more pitch at least. Whippet dugout with some rhythmic applause right here right underneath us. As Cummins is set, fires. Called strike 3, and that does it. Kosciusko gets the win 3-0 on J.D. Cummins' 12th strikeout of the ball game. And we are going to play a Game 3 tomorrow back in Atala County. An excited bunch of Whippets right here in front of us. We're going to step aside for a break, come back, and we're going to have a quick wrap up so we can get back out on the road because we got another game to do tomorrow night. Whippets are winners 3-0.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Atala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Atala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your